Eric, the drummer from Tribal Call, joins us on the phone right now. What's up, Eric? How you doing, man?
Doing all right. How about you?
Doing well. You told us off air you're a third shifter, so this is like dark 30 in the morning for you right now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Crack of dawn.
Get some coffee and call a bunch of bastards.
Without the whole bright light thing outside.
Right. Well, yeah, that's that. There is that. At least it's dark for you. So, Eric, Tribal Call, the tunes are awesome. Pretty powerful female vocals on there. It's great. Tell us a little bit about Tribal Call for those of us that may not have heard you guys before and where you guys got your start at.
Sure thing. Well, Tribal Call actually did originate some time ago before I'd even moved up to Madison, between my guitar player, Marisa, and my bass player, Andy. And they'd been working with a different project some years before, but they had gotten together with a couple of other members and started more of a new sound than what the original direction had been going. About a year and a half ago, I was actually working in Guitar Center when I ran into Marisa, and we started talking, and they had found a few differences with their drummer, and were getting ready to part ways, and Marisa had recently purchased a drum kit and just needed some advice on it, so I was there. I answered her questions, and she asked me to audition. So I've been working with them for about a year and a half on revamping the sound that they had originally been trying to structure. And it's been going great ever since then. We've been doing a lot of studio time, currently having our own studio built, and just kind of working our way back into the public eye, because they did have a little bit of notoriety beforehand in the Madison area.
Eric, Tribal Call spent a lot of time in the studio, or some time in the studio with Dave Poehler of the Hit Factory and Criteria in Miami. What was that like for you guys?
That was pretty fun. Initially, what wound up happening was Marisa had met Dave Poehler while he was still up here in Madison, instructing at MMI, and that's incidentally where I went for video. And what wound up happening, they had struck up a friendship before I even really knew about it, before I had met Dave Poehler myself. So they had a pre-existing relationship and recording and mixing and everything like that. When he went back down to Florida, Marisa kept in contact with him, and we were able to bounce emails back and forth. And we got a couple of our songs mixed and mastered, both at the Hit Factory and here in Madison, which was really nice. It was a great opportunity for all of us to have the experience of somebody who's been behind the mixing board for a number of years.
Eric, the drummer of Tribal Call, is in the Bastard Den here on Max Inc. Radio. Eric, Tribal Call is a busy band. You guys play out a lot of places, all over southern Wisconsin, the southeast part of Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. What are some of your favorite venues that you like to play at? Like when you go there, the fans are just into it and they're just kicking your ass up on stage.
Well, so far we've had a lot of fun at the Frequency. A few times we got the opportunity to play there with bands like Cobra Skulls and
nice.
Government Zero, and
who are they?
We have say again?
He's kidding.
Government Zero. Who are they?
Oh, yeah, good question. No, they're honestly they're one of the most energetic and fun bands that I've ever played with here in Madison.
Very
I'll
true.
admit that right away.
Yeah.
Eric, go ahead.
Oh, no, go for it.
All right, there's quite an international feel with the members of your band. Tell us a little about the different ethnicities that you guys have and how that adds to your music.
Well, Marisa immediately is Puerto Rican. She's from Puerto Rico originally. I honestly cannot remember when she told me she had originally moved to the States, but she just immediately pursued her career in music, and she's got a lot more of a psychedelic influence mixed in with kind of a Latin guitar fusion.
Yeah. And
she approaches it very gracefully, but at the same time with a really driving force that just takes everybody off guard, because she's not only slamming on the guitar when you least expect it, she's also like 5'2" or something.
Well, you hit it right as far as I'm concerned on the nail. As far as your music kind of takes the listener by surprise. When I first put Tribal Call in, I had kind of maybe a thought, maybe what it might be, but It's awesome, and it does kind of take you by surprise. It's pretty cool. Eric, talk about the current EP that some of the songs we have. We have All a Lie. We just played. We're going to play No More Words here in a couple minutes. Also, Walker Never Listens. Sounds like a kind of a thing about Scott Walker, maybe.
Yeah, that was one of the more politically involved songs that we've done. It did originate along other lines, and I'm not going to get too much into the backstory on that, but that was one of the more recent songs that we've worked on, and that one was actually recorded right here in Madison, recorded and mixed at the Blast House, nice. Which was a lot of fun. We just we kind of threw our heads together musically on it, but left the lyrics and more of the structure of where the song was going on its delivery up to Marisa, and I think she did a great job overall on the turnout.
And the songs that we have currently that you sent to us at the Bastard Den, is that part of an EP? Is it part of a full-length album? What are you guys working on right now in the studio?
So far, we're just trying to collaborate a lot of the older music that they've had recorded with their old drummer. We want to add more of the direction that we are going since I joined the band, so we're working a lot on revamping those songs and getting them in the studio as quickly as possible before we really start organizing and focusing on like a full-length album. What we've got so far are just kind of collaborative demos, 4 to 5 songs apiece, and we actually pretty much almost hand those out at every show. You know, we're just trying to get everybody to get a taste for our music and see what they think before they make a judgment on whether or not they're going to, start downloading and buying us.
What's that like for you coming into a band that's already got a lot of music recorded? What kind of challenges does that present for you?
It gave me an interesting perspective on just having to take hold of something that was already there and not necessarily rewrite it completely, but bring a different flavor into it. Because when I started drumming, I started immediately in jazz and funk rock, and this was really not the direction I had been going initially. I went through being country cover bands and alternative rock cover bands to a death metal band to pretty much stepping right into this as soon as I moved up to Madison for college. And it did give me the opportunity to just kind of take a look at how these drummers that are already on the road and kind of jumping from band to band feel when they're approached with a new project. And it's definitely opened up my mind a little bit more onto what I can be creative with.
That's the ice and the rocker vodka that you hear in the background there.
We got some nice ambient sound going here tonight.
Very nice.
Yeah, man.
Eric from Tribal Call and the Bastard Den. Eric, you got a big show coming up at Mr. Roberts, Distortion Thursday. Tell us about that, man. And what happens if you're one of the first 25 people to come up to you?
Well, I have a little bit of a voucher system going on. The first 25 people to approach me in person before the show, I'll be there around 8 p.m. on Thursday the 29th. I will be handing out beer vouchers that are good for one free draft beer. And we're hoping to get as many people to come as possible because it's going to be a great show. It's featuring 3 other bands before us. We got my buddy Brian McKay and the Milk Carton Kids. We have Croaker, and then we have the Whiskaholics.
Did you just say that
you're overall leaning more towards kind of like a punk show?
Nice.
Did you just say that you were going to try and get as many people to come as possible?
Yeah, Eric, is that a personal project of yours, or how's that working?
That's Rocker from Maximum Inc., Max Inc. Radio, Rocker Vodka, and Maximum Pink right there.
All right. Yeah, it's just something I really kind of, I don't know. It was just an idea that I'd thrown together while I was making the poster, and I'd rather have people come in with an intention of getting both a good show and a cold beverage.
We have to remember.
Could you give that date again? Yeah. What was that date on that gig?
That's Thursday the 29th.
Thursday the 29th. Eric, great talking to you. Thanks for waking up early to talk to us here in the Bastard Den. If we wanted to get a hold of Tribal Call, get some music, find out information on the band where you guys are playing, where can we do that at?
you can go to reverbnation.com/tribal call.
Very good. Eric, Tribal Call, thanks for coming into the Bastard Den today, bro. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.